What's up, you guys? Today I wanted to talk about everything that I read and watched in the month of June. So June was a very long month for me. I took an online class and it was really hard. I almost failed it, but I didn't. Woot woot. But because of that, I didn't read as much as I was hoping to, but I did still read some books. So let's just talk about them and my thoughts on them. So originally I had intended on finishing the Vampire Academy series, but that did not happen. I just skipped ahead to the Bloodlines series and read Bloodlines, The Golden Lily, and Indigo Spell. So this series follows Sydney and Adrian, who are two characters that came from the original Vampire Academy series. Give me 1 second. So these came from the original Vampire Academy series, and I absolutely love Sydney and I absolutely loved Adrian, and I feel like in this series they are so relatable, and I honestly just really love that. My cat is in the room and she is being really annoying lately, so I do apologize for her. So each of these books are very character focused, and then you normally have a plot that's going on in the background, but the characters are the main focus in these stories, and I do really enjoy them, and I absolutely love Sydney and Adrian, as I have said before. And The Golden Lily is probably my favorite out of these three, just because I feel like Sydney and Adrian's relationship really develops in this book, and I love some of the moments in it and I just remember them so well. Like the whole driving thing, I just remember that so well. I remember the last couple pages and like everything Adrian says, because it just makes me swoon, and I think that Adrian is just so swoon worthy in these books. He's probably one of my favorite fictional boyfriends, like more so than Jacob. I would date Adrian. Like he gets me. But I did really enjoy these books, and I do recommend them if you have not read them yet. So the next thing I had planned on reading was The Hunger Games. I did not get through all of the books in that series. I only got through The Hunger Games and Catching Fire, and I read both of these books via audiobook, and I read them a long time ago, and rereading them now, they are still very strong stories in my opinion. I think that the first book is probably my favorite one upon rereading. Y'all, I love cats, but they do tear up your furniture. So anyways, back to where I was at. The Hunger Games is probably the strongest of the books in my opinion. Catching Fire does kind of get bogged down a little bit by all of that bit before the games, because I feel like it's just so boring. Like, I think it would be different if you knew going into it kind of what happened to Finnick's family, Hamish's family, all of the other victors' families. If you knew what had happened to kind of everyone else beforehand, it might have built up that tension a little bit. But with Catching Fire, I just didn't feel the threat of Snow, because he didn't really act on anything as far as I was aware. Like, the only thing he really did was put in that new head peacekeeper, but even then that head peacekeeper wasn't specifically targeting Katniss in any way. They do make it seem like that in the movie, which I think makes the movie a stronger movie than the book, but in the book they just don't show the connection between the head peacekeeper attacking Gale and that in any way being an effect of something that Katniss did. So I just feel like that is something that I wished was better shown in the book. I feel like the movie really benefits from those scenes where we're in just with Snow, or we're in with the game makers or something. I feel like the movie really benefits from those moments, because you understand his threat a little bit more, and he doesn't just seem like this all overpowering presence that can do whatever he wants. It feels like he's got motives and he's not just an evil overlord. So anyways, I kind of have lost my train of thought a little bit because my cat has been acting really crazy. Again, I do apologize, but let's just get into the next thing, which is the next thing that I watched, which is Space Force. So this is a TV show that recently came out on Netflix, and I know that it's gotten some mixed reviews. I personally enjoyed it. I don't think that it is Steve Carell's best work, but I do think that it was fun to watch. I did enjoy the overall comedy of it, and I did think that it was ridiculous, and I really love ridiculous comedy like that. Community is another example of just ridiculous comedy that I absolutely love. And so, due to personal enjoyment, I would give it a 4 out of 5 stars. It definitely isn't perfect. The characters aren't overly memorable. Now that I'm thinking about it, I really can't remember anyone's name. I remember Steve Carell's character and I remember his media guy, but that's about it right now. And I do feel like it is missing some of those harder hitting moments that most good comedies do tend to have. Like, for example, The Office, with its running theme of Jim and Pam, it did have some hard-hitting moments with their relationship struggling and with how their relationship kind of built up. You know, like that moment where Jim professes his love for Pam, we all remember it, and it is so heartfelt. And I feel like Space Force was missing moments like that, where you have those heartfelt, deep moments that go further than just the ridiculous comedy. So the next thing that I watched was Sarah Burgess is a Loser. So this is a Netflix movie starring Noah Centineo and some other girl that I don't know of, but it's one of those little teen rom-coms, and that movie was ridiculous. I'm gonna give that movie a 2 out of 5 stars. It was not good. It really perpetuates some bad themes, in my opinion. Like, I understand don't judge a book by its cover with, you know, Sarah Burgess being a loser, but I wish that it was deeper than just catfish a guy, you get the guy. Like, Sarah Burgess is not a good person. She outright lies to this guy for the entire movie, and it's just ridiculous. Like, if it were me and I was the guy that she catfished, I would not be okay with that. I would try to like file charges against her, because she goes so far as to kiss him without him knowing it, and that is just so upsetting to me. Like, that is not okay behavior. And if the roles were reversed and a guy was doing that to a girl, do you understand how creepy that would be? Like, God, it makes my skin crawl just thinking about it. So Sarah Burgess is not really a good person in this movie, and I do understand the idea of don't judge a book by its cover, but it really needs to be shown in a different way than how it was in the movie, because she straight up catfishes him for so long. I feel like it would have been stronger if it had been like a case of misunderstanding who you're texting, but then he realizes, oh, I kind of like her, so I'm gonna keep texting her anyways. And so knowing that she is not the girl that he thought she was, they keep texting, and then from there he meets her and he's like, oh my god, no. And then he kind of regrets that decision of backing off from her, and he comes back around. I feel like it would have been a stronger story had it been set up like that in order to accomplish the same theme, but it doesn't really accomplish the theme of don't judge a book by its cover the way that it is, because it's just so creepy and unsettling. Like, I'm sorry, catfishing is not okay. Like, that is not something that should be represented as okay in a movie, and it really offended me that it was not only represented as okay, but also represented as the only way Sarah Burgess would have gotten a guy like Noah Centineo. And I feel like it really perpetuates these ideas of what a female should look like and what a male should look like when you make movies like that. You're objectifying the guy in this movie. It's really weird to think of it this way, but like, you are objectifying him. Normally it's the reverse, where you get offended when you're objectifying a female, but we don't really talk about it when it is a male. And in this movie, he is being objectified. It's like, oh, he's a hot guy, so he would never like her. Like, maybe he's got a brain, you know, like maybe he can think a little bit further than just this is what she looks like. But in this movie, that is kind of the assumption. That is what you go with the entire movie, which is that he does not have enough thinking ability to think, I like this girl for her personality. And so it just really bothers me that that is something that runs throughout this movie, and I just feel like if the roles were reversed, this movie would not be okay. So anyways, I really did not like that movie. I don't really recommend it. If you want to watch it for being a bad movie that has really weird themes, go ahead and watch it. You know, there are also moments where it's got like ugly girl hates hot girl stereotype in it too. I really hate that one. It's got a bunch of stuff like that in it. So if you want to watch it for it being a bad movie, go ahead and we can discuss more in the comment section down below. But if you don't want to watch it, that is fine. I do not think it is a good movie. Thank you so much for watching this video. I post videos on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Comment down below what you read and watched in the month of June. Let's discuss. I will see you in my next video. Bye.